Hey everybody, welcome to your weekly celebrity tarot reading. I had time to do one more celebrity reading this week and I've gone with Chris Pratt. Now, as I do with all my celebrity readings, they are based on subscriber requests. So if you have a request for a celebrity, I am happy to do it. Just drop them in the comments and I will eventually get to it. Now, Chris Pratt. So here's the other thing. I briefly do an overview of their birth chart just to give you an idea of like who they are and why they are the way they are. I'm going to be very brief with Chris. Okay, he is a Gemini. He's barely a Gemini, born June 21st, 29 degrees, but his rising is Scorpio. Now here's the funny thing. I don't know if y'all know this, but in astrology there are certain degrees, right, with the planet. I'm not going to get into it, but when the planet's degree is at 5, 17, or 29, those are called fame degrees. Now, Chris Pratt's sun sign in Gemini is at 29 degrees, okay? He also had his midheaven, all right, in Leo, 17 degrees, which is crazy. You know, I'm not surprised with that. When you have your Leo midheaven is kind of like the big picture, right? The big picture that it really does associate a lot with your career. And listen, think about the Leo, right? Fiery passion, like authority, commands attention, public facing, okay? It was it's in his stars, in his chart. It's in his chart. The fame is in his chart. He does have a bunch of planets in his 10th house as well. 10th house of career, okay? One other thing that's really interesting, I don't know if you saw my Leonardo DiCaprio reading. Chris, just like Leo, has his Chiron in his 7th house. All right, Chiron is the wounded healer. We didn't really use Chiron until like the 1970s, but it is the wounded healer, and it just reflects that partnerships are not the easiest thing, right, for Chris Pratt, okay? Now, here's the thing. You can heal from it, but it goes really deep back to your childhood. His is in Taurus, so his Chiron is in Taurus, and listen, I talk a lot more about this with my Leonardo DiCaprio reading, but it really does affect partnerships, and it really is like down deep to the core. So anyway, we're going to, another thing, I don't Google any of them. I don't know what's going on in their lives. When I do these readings, I do not want to be biased in my readings whatsoever, okay? And so the only thing I know about Chris Pratt, obviously he's an actor. Obviously he is married to one of the Schwarzeneggers. That's how much I don't know about him. And he I saw in my Google News feed, he has some new show on Amazon. So those are the things that I know about Chris Pratt, what's going on in his life right now. But, with the sun in Gemini, with his sun in Gemini, his rising is Scorpio, by the way. A lot of work, okay? A lot of work going into the summer. He could be doing a lot more other projects because Jupiter in Aries, yeah, that's for him being a Gemini, that's his 11th house. And then also Scorpio, that's his, that would be his, what is that? That is his, 6th house. Sorry, I just drew a blank there. That's his 6th house, but then we did have that full moon in Capricorn in his 3rd house, and so that's a lot of communication going on. But I do love that he does have his Venus in Gemini, by the way, FYI, for those who have a crush on him. That's really great. Communication is so important to him, okay, especially when it comes to relationships. Now, let's go ahead and get started with Chris Pratt's reading to see where he's at now, what's going on with him, and what we can expect for Chris Pratt, the actor. All right, here we go. Now, I do a traditional called the crossbred. It is what my clients prefer. If you want to book a private reading, you know where to find me. Secondly, if you are new to my channel, it would be so great if you like and subscribe. It really does help my channel grow, and I would greatly appreciate it. Now, Chris Pratt, we are seeing here so far. Wow, interesting. Okay. you know, when I talked about work, I wasn't kidding. Like, this is going to be, he's been working a lot, but looking at his birth chart, at his placements, and with his, you know, astrology, there is a lot of work going on with him being a Scorpio rising. Jupiter in Aries is in its sixth house. That is work, right? Daily activities, work, right? Listen, he got a break with Jupiter and Aries as a Gemini in his 11th house, okay? Friends, right? He's going to be spending a lot of time with his network, okay? Spending a lot of time with his network, his friends, family, whatnot, but Jupiter's going back into Pisces end of the year. We're going to see a lot of career action there. Let's go ahead and get started. He came out of a place he needed to do a little bit of soul searching. Looks like he did, okay? He pulled the Hermit in his past area. So the Hermit, what is the Hermit? The Hermit is someone who's made a lot of accomplishments. Okay, climb the top of the hill. Now, all he wants to do is be alone. He wants to spend a little time alone, all right? Just to do a little bit of soul searching, all right? He wants to know what's next, okay? You can see him here, he has a little lantern, right? But how far can you see with lantern light, right? How do you see further than that? You look inside, you look within you. That's where the light is. So Chris could be doing a little bit of soul searching. He could be spending a little bit of time doing that, spending a little time alone as well, maybe just gathering his thoughts, getting into a place where he can feel at peace. Maybe he's been working so much, he just needs to do that. You know how that is with anyone. When you're in a situation where you're working a lot, sometimes you just need to just sit back at home, order DoorDash or whatever, and then watch some Netflix show. But hopefully he's not doing that. Hopefully Chris is doing some soul searching, because you know what? He's doing a lot of it because he is thinking about his career, okay? Now, he pulled the Seven of Pentacles. You can see this young man here. He's raked up all these pentacles, all the things that he's worked toward, everything that he's put his heart and soul into, okay? You can see he's a little tired, all right? So here's the thing. For Chris, he's come to like some sort of crossroads. I think he's questioning right now a little bit, what do I want to do next, right? You can see the man here. This really is about taking a pause, thinking about your legacy. Is everything that I've worked for, is that what I want to do moving forward? Or do I continue to? I mean, this really is a card of commitment, okay? But there's that pause, right? So, listen, sometimes we get a little frustrated when we work really hard. We don't see results right away. This really is like, you know, we're at 7 now, okay, in the suit. We're getting there. We're getting to 10. 10 is the end of the completion. It is, you know, the culmination. So I think that he's going through this process of like, okay, I've worked really, really, really hard. Where do I want to put my effort into? Or do I need to take a little break before I continue forward, okay? Now, I think he has a lot of legacy in his mind. He has a lot of, he is going through a process of, when I say legacy, career, but also money. Now, you can see he did get the King of Pentacles as well, but the King of Pentacles came up in his challenge area. Now, here's the one thing that I'm going to tell you about, well, let's just say if I were doing this reading for Chris, I would tell him right now, listen, when you're thinking about your career moving forward, if you want to stay in the same lane, if you want to do something different, if you want to try something different, all the effort you've put into, sometimes we don't feel like we've gotten all the gains yet, even though Chris is like world famous and has like a ton of money. King of Pentacles coming up in his challenge area, listen, he could have a little bit of money situations going on. That's where a lot of his pausing could be, is in terms of, what am I doing wrong because I'm not seeing all the money that I deserve right now, okay? Maybe there is something else he has to do. Maybe it is these Amazon shows that he's doing that's not quite right for him. Whatever it is, it's money that's involved, okay? Pentacles is tied to earth too, tangible realities, all right? So, King of Pentacles crossing that area. Listen, get back down to earth a little bit, okay? Just get back down to earth a little bit. It's okay to question where you are in your life right now, especially when your heart's in the right place, but get down a little bit, all right? Now, 7 is also desire, but listen, we're not even going to talk about that because I really want to get to this. This is in his crown. When I talk about work, when I say like he's been working hard and there's a lot of work going on, of course, when you are working 40, 60, 80 hours a day, which is physically, scientifically impossible, but some people can do it, right? Listen, he did pull the 9 of Wands. So pulled it in his crown. All right. You can see this guy is also a little exhausted. He's also just kind of like holding on to that one wand, right? There's out of all these wands, there's that one thing that he's holding on to, doesn't want to let go. Okay. This is part of his legacy here. Okay. You can see he's also a little tired. He's a little paranoid. He's a little beat up. He's got bandage on his head, right? 9 is the don't give up card. You're so close. This is all about fulfillment, okay? Now, again, remember, 7 of Pentacles, okay? Commitments. 9 in his crown, thinking, when am I getting to the end of this, okay? So it could also be something that there's a situation going on where it's been going on a little bit longer than it should have, and he's just like, this is the moment, maybe, synchronotically, I don't even know how to say the word. This is all happening at the right time for him to be thinking about these things, because deep down inside, he pulled in the root, okay, of his spread, the King of Swords, all right? The only king that looks directly at you. He has nothing to hide. This is all about truth. This is all about power, authority, holding on to that, being proud of sitting in this throne. Listen, he was King of Swords mental suit, right? It is all about doing the right things, being intelligent. He used his head, not his heart, to sit in this throne. Chris, listen, this came up in the root of his spread, what's happening now. So he's going to have to use his head a little bit in terms of navigating forward, okay? With the Hermit involved here as well. And I feel like I feel like he doesn't need outside influences that's going to impact his decision. This is more of a spiritual journey for him. This is for him to decide. You can see in the spread here, there's one person each card. I don't see any other people here, okay? Now listen, we do see the Lion here, strength, okay? We're entering Leo season, all right? So moving forward into Leo season, he will find that strength, okay? Now, here's the thing. The strength comes from the interaction and the synergy with the lion, all right? This is a beautiful synergy. It's not like, I said this in one of my other readings. If you were to see a woman taming a lion in any other scenario, there'd be a lot of blood, okay? There'd be a lot of chaos and carnage. No, this is beautiful, okay? The strength comes from their synergy, from their interaction. You can also see the sign of infinity over her head, all right? Divine, and like I say, it's the universe protecting you, okay? That only shows up in 2 cards, okay? This is infinite possibilities, infinite potentials. And when you have infinite possibilities and infinite potentials, the universe is on your side, okay? So he pulled this in this future area. So he needs to find that strength, but from a spiritual perspective, okay? From a place that comes from like his soul, right? Whatever he believes in, whether it's God or the universe or himself, he needs to tap into that energy, and it looks like he will, all right? He is going to find that strength, all right? Now, this is really interesting. All right, no, that's cool. There's a lot of active stuff going on, and look at that. Clarified with temperance, okay? Again, another single person. This is a very solo journey for Chris, all right? This situation that he's going through right now, in terms of his career, in terms of the next steps, moving forward, his legacy, money, right? It's all up to him. He really, he can, talk to people about it. He can talk to his teams, his family, whatever. I don't think it'll be super helpful at this time. At the end of the day, it's his decision alone. Now, again, he did bring the temperance in. So with that strength, Temperance, and I love temperance. It's all about balance. It's all about moderation. It's all about, you can see the archangel here, you know, 1 foot in the water, all right? You know what that means? First of all, it's collective unconscious, but this big takeaway here, test it out. Test this out, okay? With your strength, test out some of the thoughts that you have, the ideas that you have in terms of what you want to do next, okay? But also, with that strength, okay? Give it a shot. Tap into that spiritual energy. Now, one other thing I'm going to point out, you can see she's pouring in two cups, balancing it out. You know how when we do that, all right? All about balance. Now, listen, the reason why is because she was known as the alchemist back in the day, all right? All about thinking about, you know what, when you're making a cocktail, for instance, all right? There's certain amounts of different ingredients that create the perfect cocktail, okay? You have to be very, very delicate and, you know, very good with your sizes. It's all about balance, all the right pieces to make something perfect, right? So, don't rush into anything. Take your time balancing things out, and you're going to be a step ahead. Now, let's go ahead and get to his staff. This is interesting. Chris Pratt. This is very, very interesting. He's on a very solo journey here. Very solo journey. He did get the Hangman. Okay, so if you listen to my readings, you know this is one of my favorite cards. It looks a little blah, but it's a great card, okay? It's all about new perspective. And, you know, if I were to have any advice for Chris right now, it's like, just get a new perspective, okay? This time, you are so fortunate to have this time, this pause, you know, coming down to earth, finding that power and authority within you to make the right decisions, to, you know, face the truth, and having that strength to do it, okay? Very spiritual, super spiritual reading. But listen, Hanged Man, speaking of spiritual, listen, young man is being hanged upside down on a tree. Now, you can find, this is a reference in so many different religious texts, okay? So, very spiritual connotation here, okay? You can see the tree in the form of the cross. But secondly, it really is looking at things in a new way to move forward, okay? That's why he's upside down. He put himself there. You see the halo around his head. You see the smile on his face. The things that were working for him in the past just somehow stopped working, or he got bored with it. Or, you know, sometimes when we're in these cycles and patterns and, you know, eventually we hit roadblocks. Eventually we hit a wall, all right? And so things just don't work the way they used to. So again, Chris may be thinking about entering something new, all right? Doing something new with his career. Maybe he'll do, I don't know, stand-up comedy. I don't know, is he funny? He used to be, well, I shouldn't say that, but, you know, I did see that show that he was on. He was really funny, but now he's in all these action movies. And so maybe he needs to go back to comedy. I don't know what it is. That's for him to decide. This is for him to decide, but he really needs to look at things in a different way, and it looks like he is going to spend some time doing that, okay? He's also going to spend some time defending himself, all right? I don't know if he has done anything recently, but people are going to come after him. And, you know, this card really is about standing your ground. You can see this man on the slippery slope, right? Wearing two different shoes. I call this a slippery slippers card. I know it sounds stupid, but I'm a dork. Now listen, the only reason why he's wearing two shoes is because he woke up unexpectedly, people coming after him, threw on whatever clothes he could. That's why he's wearing mismatched shoes. Secondly, he's on top of this hill, defending himself, defending everything that he worked for. The Seven of Wands comes after the Six of Wands, the victory card. So in a sense, people are coming after him because they're a little bit jealous, a little bit envious, a little bit just like, it could also be fans, right? Twitter trolls coming after him. Maybe his show wasn't great. I haven't seen it. I don't know. Maybe it didn't get good reviews. But in a sense, he is going to eventually maybe have to defend himself, but he will be doing a damn good job doing it, okay? And he did pull the Ten of Swords. So, with the Ten of Swords, this, remember I said 10 is the end, culmination. Now, clarifying it, that's a good thing, and I know it looks grim, but it's a good thing because him defending himself has been exhausting, okay? And it feels like it will be exhausting when he does it. And it's going to be something that is really burdensome, really tiresome, really stressful, to the point of burnout. You can see this young man, I mean, is he dead? Who knows? He's definitely not swinging on a swing set and dancing. But here's the thing. You can see, one thing I'm going to point out, his hand, it's so symbolic here. Same gesture as the Hierophant, wisdom, right? These 10 swords piercing through him, think of them as chakras aligning, okay? 10 is the end. He never has to go through this again, okay? Those dark clouds are clearing, all right? He had to go through this moment to learn from it, okay? Had to go through this moment, okay? A lot of intellect. It really affected him mentally, but he is going to come out of it, all right? That's the name of the game. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt and be pain, and he's, definitely going to have some heartache around it. 10 is the end, though. He comes through it. And when I say heartache, look how big that heart is compared to the swords, okay? That's a big heart. You can see all the rain, the clouds. Not a happy card. But again, we have to go through these emotional moments to learn and to grow from them, all right? So, boom. You saw that. 6 of Wands. What did I say? Victory, okay? Defending himself. It is really exhausting. Let me do this. Defending himself. Defending his territory, everything that he's worked for. Super exhausting to the point where it's so burdensome. He feels dead, but it means it's all over. It's going to be really painful. There's going to be some heartache from it. He's going to learn from it, and he's going to be victorious. The card of victory, the card of success, public achievement, public recognition. So, now, he just wants to move forward, okay? King of Wands. Chris just wants to move forward. You can see the Knight of Wands. You can see the Knight here. I love this card. It's very fiery, okay? So, even though all this is happening, Chris's big hope is just to move forward fast, okay? And with his career, okay? A lot of new things, okay? But also, in terms of what's happening here, he could still stay in the same lane if he chooses. He could do something new, but at the same time, just wants to get going. Knights are fire, Wands are fire. This is double fire. Some even say that's fire coming out of his helmet, but listen. Very transformative energy. Very, very transformative energy. And it's a big hope of his. Now, at the end of the day, he did, for his final card, pull the 4 of Cups. Now, Chris, there's one thing that I have to say. Be grateful for anything that comes your way. Be grateful for anything that comes your way, because if you know anything about the laws of attraction, we're all one, right? We're all one. Gratitude, huge part of the laws of attraction, okay? For everything that comes toward us. Now you can see in this card, this young man under the tree, okay? He already has 3 full cups. The universe is giving him another cup, and he's just like, right? Not really grateful. And here's the thing. That cup is at eye level. You cannot not see this cup. It is right in your face. And you're still just like arms crossed. So, final outcome. He could get some new opportunities. Maybe the agent says, I have this new role for you. I have this new role for you. We should do this. Chris is he's going to be bored with it, okay? Or, he's going to be bored with some things that come through, all right? He could even still be, big energy I'm getting is bored with a situation that is not really making him feel good or great or like this is the one. But clarified it, he got the Lovers, okay? So, what does that mean here, all right? You can see this card. I mean, a picture paints 1,000 words, right? It is exactly as you see it, right? So, one thing I'm going to point out, though, something that people don't get. Sure, this is 2 becoming 1. This is very, explosive energy in terms of love, okay? You can see Archangel Raphael blessing them, okay? Now, here's the thing. He's bringing the love. It's up to them to decide what to do with it, okay? Big-hearted choices here, okay? So, and when I say love, doesn't always have to deal with relationships. This is partnerships too, okay? Any sort of partnership in career, okay? He could, Chris could decide that maybe it's his current agency he's not happy with, or maybe his manager. I don't know what it is, but there is the potential right here where the angel is giving him this new partnership. Now, what are you going to do with it, okay? Here's the thing. Remember how I said this is a very spiritual reading? Not only do we have Archangel Raphael up here, but you see, he's looking at her, she's looking at the angel, all right? The subconscious, superconscious, and the self-conscious all at play here. This really is Trinity. This really is like spiritual energy. You have to tap into that energy, that spiritual energy that's being provided. So, at the end of the day, wow, Chris, very spiritual journey. Very, very, very spiritual journey. There's a lot of, I'm not going to lie, a lot of loneliness I feel with this as well, okay? A lot of loneliness, and there's a sense of just a big pause. Like, what am I doing is what's going through his head, right? That's the main thing. What am I doing? But at the end of the day, it does look like he's moving forward, and he just needs to think about things in a different way, okay? Think about his career, how he's making money. He really is at a point where, legacy is on his mind, okay? It's starting to become a thing, and maybe that is like the big thing that is on his mind right now, but he really needs to find that strength. He will find that strength to, when I say strength, I mean spiritually, okay? To move forward from this whole situation, all right? A little bit of soul-searching, a little bit of tapping into that spiritual energy, a little bit of finding that gratefulness in everything that we have in our life, okay? That's what's really going to help here move forward. And, even though he's going to defend himself and it's going to wear him out to the point of exhaustion and burnout, it is a learning experience. And I think that is what's going to really bring a lot of clarity for him, okay? Because he did get, at the end of it, the 6 of Wands. That is your reading for Chris Pratt. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like and subscribe. And again, leave comments and leave, if you have any celebrity you want me to read, drop them in the comments too. This was a long one. Gosh, 30 minutes. Damn. All right. So, bye-bye. Thanks so much for watching.